What's going on, everybody? So I'm here in my car. It's 6 a.m. I've actually been here waiting since 5 a.m., but I'm at a estate sale that was about 40 minutes from my house, and I saw the listing on estatesale.com or whatever the website is, and there was some incredible stuff listed. So I can't wait to go. There's one other guy here right now. I'm sure some people will be rolling in soon. I'm number one on the list, which is awesome. There was a lot of incredible vintage toys listed. Some vintage G1 Transformers, some vintage Kenner Star Wars, some really cool stuff. Old G.I. Joes, like the 12-inch figures. A lot of crazy stuff, and I'm sitting here in my car. It's actually freezing. I got to turn my car back on and put the heat on because it's cold. And, the sun's not even fully out yet. It's like about 6 a.m. I've been here since 5 a.m. I'm really tired. I got up at like 4 just to get here. So it's pretty exciting, though, because I can't wait to go inside and see what I can find. I don't normally go to estate sales. This is actually like my first real estate sale, like getting here early and, finding the listing and just really excited for what's, available here. So I don't know, wish me luck. Hopefully I can get in there and grab all the stuff that, I really want. I have my eyes set on a few items, the Star Wars and the G.I. Joes and maybe the Transformers too. I don't know. Hopefully get some really cool stuff. I'll try to get footage in there. I don't know how chaotic it's going to be, but I'll definitely show you anything that I pick up once I get back to the car. All right, let's see. All right, so I'm back home now. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any footage inside the house at the estate sale because this was insane. People were going crazy. They were ravaging this house. They were throwing stuff, diving through boxes, diving through each room. Luckily, I was the first person in the door, and they told me exactly where the toys and the kids' stuff was. And I went straight for that room. I saw all the things that were on my list or in my head, and I was able to grab almost everything that I wanted. There was a few other things that I missed out on, but nothing too crazy. I was able to pick up almost everything that I wanted, and I got an incredible deal. It was awesome. This estate sale, like I mentioned, I saw them on estatesales.net. I was looking through all the pictures, and I was like scrolling through, seeing what they had, and I got down to some of these pictures where they had all these vintage toys, all this 80s nostalgia. And let me tell you, this house was a time capsule from 1985 or 86. I mean, it was so cool. All the kitchen stuff was 80s. All the living room stuff was 80s. They did have some video game stuff, a Nintendo, and a couple things like that. Somebody else grabbed that stuff. There was like old VCRs and old like tube TVs and things like that. But I went straight for the kids' room, and I was just diving through, grabbing everything that I saw that I thought was cool. And man, it was cool. I had so much fun. But in these pictures on the estate sale website, I saw a lot of Transformers, G.I. Joes, what else? All the other stuff that I was looking for, the Star Wars stuff, of course. And, I went straight for that, and I got most of it. So I'm really excited. I can't wait to show you everything that I picked up because it's pretty awesome, and I got an incredible deal. I'll let you know exactly what I paid for at the end of the video. Stay tuned. All right, so here's everything I ended up getting at this estate sale. I found some incredible stuff. This was a treasure trove of 80s nostalgia. Lots of toys and other really cool stuff. I can't wait to show you everything I got. Real quick, I'm just going to show you an overview, and then we're going to go through everything. First off, I found a bunch of these wrestling LJN WWF posters that come with I believe these came with the action figures. So there's a whole bunch of posters. There's a little 80s Transformer booklet. I found a Transformer in the box, complete. That thing is amazing. I found some more like wrestling little file cards that come from the figures. I can't wait to show you these here. You might know what that is.
I found some Garbage Pail Kids, a little Viewmaster, a little yo-yo. This was in the box, a random hockey puck, a little random like toy gun. This box here is full of vintage 70s and 80s Kenner Star Wars figures. That was insane. I can't believe I found some of that stuff. I'll go through everything and show you. I also found 3 vintage G.I. Joe figures. These are the 12-inch figures. This one actually is Ken from Barbie. This is not a G.I. Joe, but he has G.I. Joe clothing. But we have like the astronaut and the other soldier here. These are vintage 60s or 70s 12-inch G.I. Joe figures. Super cool. Also, this vintage G.I. Joe carrying case or accessory case. Really, really cool. It's really clean, and it's full of accessories and clothing and stuff that goes to these old G.I. Joe figures. That was an incredible score. I also found this 80s Japanese robot made by Tomy. It's called the Verbot, made in Japan. Super cool little thing here. And then I also got the vintage Star Wars Kenner Ewok Play Set from Return of the Jedi. This thing is so cool. It doesn't have all the pieces on here, but I believe all the pieces are in this box here with all the Star Wars stuff. So I got all of this at the estate sale. It was a treasure trove of 80s nostalgia. I was actually digging through a toy box of some kid from the 80s, and that toy box hasn't been touched probably since the late 80s, maybe the early 90s. But everything here is like just 80s nostalgia. I am like in such excitement, and I'm like just brought back to my childhood with all of this stuff here. Incredible finds, and I paid an insane, incredible low price for all of it here. Definitely my best estate sale experience. Let's just go through everything and I'll show you exactly what I got. First off, real quick, I'm going to run through all these WWF posters. Like I said, I did get this really cool little Transformers booklet, with all the little mail-aways and stuff and all the old figures. Really, really cool to see this. This was just sitting at the bottom of the toy box along with all these posters. So I believe these came with the action figures. I think the LJN. Oh yeah, LJN brand. That's it. So we have Iron Sheik. These are just so cool. Like I'm just so excited to find these. Jimmy Superfly, Snuka, Andre the Giant. I mean, they're in kind of rough shape, but they're nice and flat, which is cool. We got Big John Studd. Really cool. Nikolai Volkov, Junkyard Dog. How awesome. These are so cool. And then we have a bigger poster here. I guess this might have been like a 2-figure pack or something like that, because you got Hillbilly Jim and Hulk Hogan. I mean, how awesome. All these little posters. Just really excited about these, and the cool little Transformers thing. So that's all of that. Let's move on to some of the other toys. So as I mentioned, I got all these vintage 12-inch G.I. Joe figures. These are original 1960s, I believe, G.I. Joe action figures with all the articulation. This guy's got the really cool, like, tinfoil spacesuit on. He's got the helmet, he's got the boots, the belt. That is really, really cool. This is also a vintage G.I. Joe. He's got the cool camo on and the helmet. His hair's a little rough, his beard and his hair is falling off a little bit. I'm not a big collector, and I don't have much knowledge of the older, large G.I. Joes like this, but I still think they're pretty cool, and I'll probably end up selling these. This is actually a Ken doll from Barbie. He's got vintage G.I. Joe clothing on, but definitely Ken, made by Mattel, and just pretty interesting. Still a very cool retro toy. I think that Barbie is actually from the 60s or 70s as well. And then we have the G.I. Joe Foot Locker. This is so awesome. It had tape on here. I'm going to clean this off. The sticker's a little rubbed off a little bit there, but still has the sticker. The wooden box still has its handles. The buckle's really good. I mean, this thing is so cool. And now let's open it up and take a look. So inside, it was actually quite a mess, and I did clean it up and organize it. So here is like the little sticker. It's kind of peeling off, but it's in really good shape. It shows like all the accessories, and then it has the tray up top here. I did clean this out pretty good, and I went ahead and organized all these into little Ziploc bags. But it has a whole bunch of, weapons here. There's like a little camera. There's like grenades and rifles and holsters and knives. Really, really cool. And then a whole bunch of clothing, another spacesuit, some more army clothes. There's like this wool jacket, whole bunch of vintage G.I. Joe. They're all branded by G.I. Joe. All this really cool vintage clothing, and then also a handful of boots and hats. So really amazing. And this thing is really clean. I actually didn't even really clean this too much yet. I just kind of organized it. But it's really awesome. I was super surprised to find all these accessories because I saw this item in the picture, this G.I. Joe footlocker, but it was just a picture of this, the tray, the box open like that. So I knew this was there. And when I walked in the door, I ran right for it. I was searching for it. I found it. I grabbed it. But when I got home, I opened it up and it was full of accessories. I didn't even know that, which really, really exciting. What a surprise. But really cool to get this vintage G.I. Joe stuff from, 60s or 70s. Really awesome little score. Probably going to end up selling most of this stuff since I don't really collect this kind of G.I. Joe. I collect, the 3 3/4 size G.I. Joe stuff. But really excited about these. Now let's move on to some of the other toys, including the Star Wars, which I'm really excited about. Actually, before we get to Star Wars and all the other stuff, I do want to show this off real quick. Like I mentioned, this is a early 80s. I'm not sure what the year on it was. Let's see if I can find that. I don't know. I saw a year on it. I think it was like 1984 or 1986. 1984, Tomy. California, made in Japan. This is a really cool remote-controlled robot, still in the box. The box is actually in really nice condition. Let's see if I can open this real quick one-handed, and I'll show you the actual robot toy. Oh, trying to do this one-handed. So I did open this before I took the video, and I just looked at it. It does have all the instructions here. So you got your manuals, all that good stuff. And then the toy itself is extremely yellowed. It's in pretty decent shape. Like there's no cracks. There's nothing broken. It's a little dirty. The box is kind of dirty. I'm not sure if maybe some moisture got in there. I did not try to put batteries in and test it yet. Maybe I will. And if I do, I'll try to get that on video. But it does have the remote control, which is really cool. I can't really even get it out right now. But like you see here, the robot is supposed to be bright white and the thing is extremely yellow. But this thing is super cool. They had it priced at $10, which I thought was an amazing price. Especially since it's, in the box with all the paperwork. I mean, it's 100% complete. And honestly, I don't even care about the robot. I think the box itself is the best part. So I was really excited about this one. I think it's really cool. And the price was amazing. All right, now let's move on to some of my favorite stuff. Okay, so in this basket here, this Rubbermaid bin, there was some incredible things. Like I mentioned earlier, I was diving through a toy box, an old wooden toy box from the 80s that hasn't been touched since then. And I was just grabbing stuff that I thought was cool because I knew everything was extremely cheap. I probably paid between 25 cents and $1 for each item in this box, excluding a few things. But I did find a old Viewmaster. I didn't realize it actually had a big melted spot on there. Not sure what happened there, but it works good. It's got a Viewmaster slide in there, and this is the original one, an older one. Not the original, but an older, like 80s one. So that was really cool. I think they're so fun. This was just a random thing I found in the box, an old street hockey puck. Also, the little Looney Tunes or little Bugs Bunny yo-yo. I thought that was kind of cool. Definitely from the 80s. And let's see, what else? I found this little toy gun. Thought it was kind of cool. Doesn't really work. I'm not sure what it's supposed to do, but I thought it was cool and old and nostalgic. Also found a stack of Garbage Pail Kid cards. These were in the bottom of the toy box. I ended up putting them in sleeves, but, you know, just pretty funny. This is all from like Series 2 or Series 3 from like 1986, I believe. But really cool to find these, just hanging out in the bottom of the toy box. Like, this is so cool. This is like what my toy box looked like when I was a kid. Garbage Pail Kids and toy guns and Transformers and Star Wars stuff, G.I. Joes. You know, so it was really cool to just dive through an old toy box that I don't think has been touched in 30 plus years, maybe 40 years. All right, these we're going to save for a little bit because those are like grail finds. That was just epic. I mean, there's a couple almost grail finds in here. Some of these are really cool. These are like the little character cards or file cards that come off of the back, the cardboard backs, to the action figures. And they match a lot of the posters we saw. Andre the Giant. We got a Rowdy Roddy Piper. You know, just a couple one here. John Studd, Nikolai Volkov, Hillbilly Jim, Superfly. What else? Junkyard, Mr. Wonderful, and Mean Gene. So just some cool, nostalgic LJN wrestling stuff. I think that's awesome. All a bunch of Star Wars. Oh, I actually, at the bottom of the toy box, I found a couple loose GoBots. This one, oh no, he's got his arm. It's just tucked in there. So I think he's like a train. He's really cool. Little GoBots and Transformers. I mean, how awesome just to find this stuff chilling in the bottom of a toy box. Another cool little GoBot guy here. I also was just like grabbing little accessories and stuff I found. I found like this Transformer and GoBots weapons and accessories. I threw them in a little bag just to keep them safe. All right, and then this was an incredible find. This I did see in the pictures from the estatesales.net website. I saw this sitting there. This is an 80s Transformer, still in the box. It's missing the packaging, but inside are the booklet, the stickers, which have never been put on the Transformer. So the sticker sheets are still there, intact, and then the Transformer is there, mint condition. This is Astro Train. Like you see, he turns into a like a locomotive. Really cool. It's got the old Toys R Us sticker on there. I mean, this is so amazing just to find this in box. And the box is in pretty nice condition. I mean, it's got a couple little rips and stuff here and there. But just to find this chilling in somebody's home and, you know, with all these toys that were played with and just hanging out in a toy box, and they randomly had this one still in the box. It is missing the packaging, but everything else is in there. So complete in box without packaging. That was an incredible find. They had that. I'm not even sure what they had that priced at. I think they gave it to me for like $4 or something incredible. All right. So this is you might recognize this if you're a Star Wars fan. This is the Jabba the Hutt play set. There was no Jabba the Hutt, unfortunately, but everything else is here. You got the little guy, you got the Rancor pit with the little platform. You got Jabba's hookah and the little stand, all the little chains and ropes and knobs and everything's on there. And I actually, when I got home, I cleaned all of this stuff. It was really sticky and kind of gross, but I scrubbed everything with Blue Dawn dish soap and hot water, and I cleaned everything really well. So that's the Jabba the Hutt playset. It did not come with Jabba the Hutt, but I actually just went on eBay and bought one for like $10 or $12. So now I have this playset 100% complete. And I'm pretty sure it sells for like around $75 complete, maybe a little bit more. So that was an incredible score. All right, so all this other stuff here is pretty awesome. There's so many figures. There's also accessories and weapons and clothing. What I'm going to do is get all these out of here. I'm going to organize them and put all their, each individual accessory with each figure, and then we'll come back and I'll show you exactly what we have for the Star Wars stuff. I almost forgot that I also got this extremely creepy vintage 80s Halloween mask. I don't even know what this thing is. Is it a dinosaur? Is it a lizard person? What the heck is this thing? It's got the green hair, but wow, this is so funny. I saw it there. I had to save it from being thrown away. Gotta love these creepy old masks from the 80s. How awesome. Is it a clown? Is it a lizard? I don't even know. So funny. Let me know if you know anything about this mask. Pretty cool and pretty creepy. I can't wait to wear this on Halloween. So here are all of the vintage Kenner Star Wars figures that were in this box. There ended up being 22 different figures, and a lot of these are from Return of the Jedi, and there's a couple other ones too, but there is some pretty good stuff in here. We'll go in real quick. We got a TIE Fighter pilot. We got a Stormtrooper. We got Vader. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a lightsaber. We got a Gamorrean guard, complete with his axe. We got a couple of these figures here. The AT-ST driver, I believe, complete with his weapon. We got the guard here. We got a couple other characters. The Emperor. We do have a R2-D2 with his little periscope, telescope thing. That is a really good shape. We also have the Max Rebo band. All three figures. The one guy here, this guy here, he's missing his little flute instrument. And then we're missing one of the microphones. But we still have one of the microphones here. And all the other figures. And this guy here with his little piano thing. So that was a really good find. Those are pretty expensive. I could try to complete the set by getting the two little instruments. That would be really cool. We'll see if that happens. I know they're kind of hard to find and they're a little expensive. We got an Endor soldier. We got Chewie and Bib Fortuna. And we got a bunch of Ewoks here. Really, really cool. Most of these are complete with their little weapons, which is awesome. A lot of accessories here. They all have like their little headdresses, and this guy's got his little backpack thing. We also had the Luke Skywalker cloak here. All four of the cannons for the X-Wing, which is really cool. Those are like $15 a piece on eBay, which is crazy. Also, what did we miss? We got, what's his face? Lando, dressed up in the guard costume, complete with weapon and helmet. I mean, this was super cool. Also, this random door, I have no idea what this is for. If anybody knows, let me know down in the comments. It's got a big melt mark on it. Looks like somebody laid something hot on there. It doesn't say where it's from. It looks familiar, but I can't think of what it is. But 22 vintage action figures, vintage Star Wars from Kenner, from the 80s. I mean, what a cool little lot of figures here. And of course, all of the pieces that go to the Ewok Village play set. So that will complete the play set. Also, a random little plastic warrior guy. Really cool. Another 80s nostalgic toy there. I was really excited about all these Star Wars figures. Such an amazing find at this estate sale. I could not believe it. So here is the Ewok Play Set. It is basically complete. It has most of the parts here. It has the railings and the little carrier for the Ewoks where they carried C-3PO. It's got the little drum. We are missing one of the handrails over here. We're also missing the little barbecue spit, the little thing they turned Han Solo on. So that piece, just those two pieces are missing, but it has the elevator. It has the little rock that they swing, really cool. It's got all the little braces underneath each of the three tree trunks. It's got the fire pit with the stickers, really good, which is very uncommon to see. But the whole thing is just really nice condition, and I can't believe that I got this. I think they wanted like $7 for this playset, which is just incredible. I'll let you know exactly what I paid for everything in just a minute, but I think I got an incredible deal on some amazing nostalgic 80s toys and cards and other cool collectibles that I'm really excited to add a lot of this to my personal collection and I will be reselling some of it as well to make a few bucks back to buy other cool stuff so I can make a video and show all of you. But this Ewok play set was super cool. It's in great condition, and it's almost 100% complete. Oh, it also has the little net that hangs from below. It's just missing the string. But really cool. So that's the Ewok play set, Vintage Kenner Star Wars. How awesome is that? And last but not least, I have these two things right here. How awesome are these? If you know what these are, then you know how excited I am. These are Madballs. As you see here, Madballs from 1985. One of them here, like this one here, is in pretty rough shape. It's got the nose like chewed off of there. It's got a lot of cracking. Looks like this used to belong to Suzanne. Little Suzanne used to love her Madballs. And then this one here is in really nice shape. This one actually looks really good. 1985. So the name of this one is called Dust Brain. It's like a mummy. And as you see, really nice condition. Really excited about this one. And this one is called Screaming Mimi, the creepy baseball with his tongue sticking out. Of course, this one's in rough shape, but this one's really good. I just found these in the bottom of a box that was full of plush and other stuffed animals. And these two were sitting in here. I didn't see them at first, and then I started digging through after I grabbed like the Ewok play set and all the other toys. And then I saw these just sitting there, and my jaw dropped. I was so excited. I couldn't believe I found some vintage Madballs. These are the first in my collection. I've been trying to pick them up, but they are so expensive. And just to find these just hanging out in a toy box, that was incredible. Like I said, this house was just a time capsule of 1980s nostalgia. I found two Madballs, really excited, plus all the other toys. This was definitely one of the best estate sales I've ever been to. And if you know anything about Madballs, you know these are very expensive. They resell for quite a bit. This one being damaged isn't really going to be worth too much, but this one right here is worth a few bucks. I'll try to throw it up on the screen, maybe some sold comps on these, but wow, I couldn't believe I found vintage Madballs in a toy box in some random person's house. How awesome is that? All right, so as you saw, I picked up some pretty incredible stuff, and this was just such an amazing estate sale. I had so much fun. I got some awesome 80s nostalgia, some really cool toys and cards and other cool, collectibles, stuff that I grew up with. This was just so much fun. And it was such an experience. But as I promised, I was going to tell you exactly what I paid for everything. So some of the stuff was priced individually, and then some stuff they priced like as a lot, like the box of Star Wars stuff. I think they gave me a price of like $20. The Ewok play set, they priced at $7. The G.I. Joes, maybe it was like 15 or 20. I don't know, whatever I paid individually, but all together for everything you saw in today's video, I paid $60. $60. I think that was such a steal of a deal. This was such a great experience, and really cool to get so much cool 80s nostalgia and 80s toys and all that fun stuff for such an incredible price. So let me know what you think down in the comments about my haul. I'm sorry I couldn't get any footage inside the estate sale, but like I said, it was insane. It was hectic, and I couldn't film. I just had to go in, get out as soon as possible. Really, I was only in this house for maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It was crazy. People were going nuts, but I had so much fun, and I think I made out like a bandit. That's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed checking out this estate sale haul. Definitely a one for the record books. I can't wait to do another one. Hopefully, maybe I can get some footage next time inside the house. All right, everybody, that's the video. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, all that fun stuff. And, of course, I'll see you on the next one.